Good numbing. Hello YouTube, I hope you're all doing well, and welcome back to day 4 of Experiment Week. Today's experiment, the fabled Legend of Dragoon, or The Legend of Dragoon to use its proper title. My experience with it is, I got it a few months ago, played it for a couple hours because I was originally considering doing a review on it, but sitting down and doing note-taking of it made me really struggle to appreciate like anything in this game, because almost every single note I took was comparing it to something else, because this game is very inspired by a lot of other things, which I'll try not to point out too much going through it, but I didn't really get to appreciate it as much. So I wanted to kind of go into it not having to worry about note-taking all the time, and kind of just take it for what it is, and hopefully I'll come out of it appreciating it a little better. So that said, let's dive straight in and not mess around.
Great Commander, this way.
So, this is her. Indeed. Put her in custody. Is this really necessary?
It is His Majesty, Emperor Dole's command to take that girl into custody.
Who is she?
That is not your concern.
Welcome, one man, hope you're doing well. Oh fuck, it's Mothra. The green-tusked dragon. Firebrand. Chapter 1, The Sedaean War. I appreciate the open FMV having voice acting, because outside of, like, well, in RPGs, there was extremely few PS1 RPGs that had voice acting full stop. Chance of war more likely. Mostly because voice acting took up a lot of dick space. I nearly said disc space. And the PS1 discs weren't very big anyway, which is why you only really saw voice acting in PS1 games that weren't really big RPGs. I hope it's just a rumour. But I say that, it might only be in the FMVs, which should also make sense. It's why Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9 don't have voice acting in them full stop. But it's because they're already 4 discs big, so they didn't really want to make them any bigger. Who are you? You a mercenary of Basil? Answer. What are you doing? Are you drawing a sword against us? I've already drawn it. Like, use your eyes. What is... What the heck is this? Ah! Gotta do something, gotta be killed. Oh, what a monster. Oh, it's coming. Ugh. Who are you? Shh. If you don't want to die... Man, a random-esque mercenary dude getting saved by some woman by a giant forest creature? Hello, Atelier Iris 1. That's literally how Iris 1 starts. Man, I wonder if Iris 1 took some slight inspiration. Considering that came out a few years later. Genuinely, Iris 1 starts with you being some mercenary dude getting chased by a giant creature in the forest and some woman coming in and saving your ass. Thank you for saving me. What the heck was that? It's a dragon. Dragon? But it's strange. That village could have been easily destroyed without a dragon. The village? Are you talking about Celis? Change the S of a C and you've got one of the protagonists of Final Fantasy VI. Then those soldiers were... There won't be anything left by now. Celis is my village. Oh my god. That man must be... No, there's no way. The only difference is that in Outlet Iris, the woman ditches you. You don't ditch the woman. She says you're a waste of space and then runs. Because Outlet Iris is kind of brutal dialogue. She said something along the lines of, like, waste of time, male. Like, she said, like, derogative, male. Wimp. And calls you all these other insults and whatever, and then says, I'm not hanging with you, bye, and then just runs off. And you're like, well, hang on a minute. Oh no, my god. Where is everybody? Oh, we're playing. You didn't get enough killing? It may be enough if I kill you. Stop! Oh, mercenary. Isn't it a little late for you to show up? Shut up! What are you doing here? Can't you see? We're gonna occupy this area, and these worms were in our way. I don't know why this guy sounds like fucking Lord Frieza, but I'm sticking with it. Occupy? Were you sent by the Imperial Army? Even if we were, it's none of your business. You're gonna die soon. Fucking, I'm terrible at the timing. Because the timing's different from Final Fantasy VIII's version. There we go. But I say that Final Fantasy VIII active time like input when you where you have to press the R1 in sync with Squall's slashing because he pulls the trigger then when you do it and you get crit damage. The timing on that's a bit more generous in general. Which, to be fair, was smart, because PS1 has inherent input lag, so making it slightly looser makes it slightly more consistent for players to get it. But then this also a struggle, because all the PS1 games that are on PS4 and PS5 are emulated, meaning there's also inherent input delay on top of it, because you're not actually running it off original hardware, it's mimicking the hardware. So the timing's going to be even more awkward for me to hit, because there's inherent input lag on a game that you would have originally had inherent input lag as well, because PS1 games all had it. They all had about 5 frames of input lag. Yeah, it's me. Why is Thurs under attack? And I promise I'll try not to compare it to other games as much. I really, really will try. It's just this game is inspired, to be nice. This game is, like, when I went through it and did my little review pieces, like to try and build a review before I scrapped it because it took away any of the fun of this game, stopping all the time to make notes. There are so many little things I noticed that felt inspired from games that came out earlier in its generation. Some of it makes sense, because some of it, the team that made this, that had their hands in it, so just borrowing the good aspects of those games to put in their other game, it just makes sense. It's like any development team. If you work on one thing, you're like, oh, that's pretty good, we'll keep that in the next one. You just do that. So this game having some Wild Arms 2 in its DNA makes perfect sense, because it's the same team. Speaking of Wild Arms, that's getting an official spiritual successor. I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head. But, like, some of the original dev team of Wild Arms 2, so that means by extension some of the original dev team of this game, are working on a spiritual successor to Wild Arms. So I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head, but I'm sure an easy Google search would solve that. And imagine they could come to such an outlying area. So if anyone wants it won't be Legend of Dragoon 2, but a game from the Legend of Dragoon team in 2024, I think it's supposed to come out. That might be worth keeping an eye on. If only I'd come back sooner. There is something you have to do. Shana. Rescue Shana. Only you can... What about Shana? Hey, wait. Close. Hang on. That voice. Is that you, Dot? This way. It's just a light wound. I guess I was lucky. But look at this village. If only you came back earlier. It's about Shana too. What's wrong with Shana? She was taken away. It seems Shana was their primary purpose. Do you know where they went? I don't know. I'm gonna make him talk. Besting a private is no reason to be confident. Where'd you take Shana? Shana? Don't worry about her. She must be receiving the courtesies of Helena Prison. by now. Helena? Surprised, huh? We specifically invited only that woman. You must be kidding. You attacked the village only to kidnap Shana? Exactly. But don't worry. I will let you follow them. Although not to Helena. To hell! Damn it, I'm too late. I think I pressed the button. Ah! Alright. You're awfully cheeky of you. They're gonna do like 1,000,000 damage. Oh, no. Yeah, I got the fancy bomb shit too. Oh, well, they really don't give you any time to mash that button. Do I have another one? I don't. Oh, well, I won anyway. Because I'm lining it up for when the middle of the box flashes. But I think, like I said, I think input lag's what's getting me from that, so I need to hit it slightly earlier. Defending also heals. Oh, okay. Dart, you really are going to rescue Shana, aren't you? I won't stop you, but be careful. Your journey is not yet over, is it? No. You can count on us about Celis. There should be enough people who can still move. Thank you. When I settle everything, I'll be back. With Shana. Stop it, it's me. Is it Dart? Both of you have grown up. Dart! Sandora, could everybody? I got them. Everything's okay now. Everybody's dead! Not everybody. What? Not everyone was killed, so you have to help the people in the village. I will rescue Shana. Indeed, do what you can. Yeah, it should be. For me, like the thing that's gonna screw me over the most is the fact that it's a PS1 RPG with active time inputs where you have to press buttons as you go. But so my brain immediately defaults to the timing of Final Fantasy VIII, where you have to press it like more in sync. Whereas this, it feels like it's a smidge earlier than when I think it is, so it's throwing off my rhythm. Which isn't this game's fault. As it is, once again, it's one of those unfortunate things of Final Fantasy VIII just beating it to the punch, so it's the one I think of more. You're Dart, and you're safe. I taught you how to use the sword. I won't be killed so easily. But the mashing X when you're using an item to get more potency out of it, that's straight from Wild Arms 2. Which, like I said, was the previous game they made, so that's just, like, something they took from it. Which, like I said, that makes perfect sense, because, like... So you have the ability to rescue Shana? Yes, Master, please. Sure, I'll get my ass whooped. Again. Let's go to any comparisons. Oh, and I completely understand that, but the problem is that I'm built from that era of RPGs, so I can't not notice it. Oh, I'm still on, like, no health. You know? So overlaps the square at the center, press X. Red circle means too fast, blue means too slow, white means perfect. Now, come on. Yes. Pressing too slow. Ugh. Yes. Go. Oh, come on, I got the first two. Let me go around again. Once I got an actual rhythm to practice for a second. Yes. Damn, I was way too slow. Yes. Fuck. That last one. Oh, I want to do a full combo. Yes. That was way too slow. Fuck. I appreciate the lights telling you if you was too slow or too quick. Yes. So you immediately have that you immediately have the signal of what went wrong. That you're not left there going, well, why didn't it connect? Like, you know why it didn't connect, you know? That last hit. Yes. Yes, good. I'm fine. About counter-attacking. Enemies don't wait around to be attacked. Sometimes they fight back. During the attack, they might show hints of a counter-attack. Oh, you just press circle. Press the circle button when the red counter-attack sign appears overlaying the thing. Failure to expose you to an attack and you're blown away. Multiple attacks ends there. Now, come on. Yes. Oh, yeah, I panic pressed that. Whoops. Alright. So you've really got to be on the ball, huh? Yes. Way too fucking slow anyway. Yes. Go. Volcano! Volcano! Except I have to keep breaking the reality to you, it's not the innovator. Final Fantasy VIII beat it to the punch by 6 months. Sending helps recover HP a little and halves the damage. Also, it completely protects you against attacks that cause an abnormal status. Oh, so no actual tutorial? Just fuck. Alright, fine. Just, hey, here's words. Combat experience lets you learn new skills. Skills can be selected from addition system screens. Select the skill before your battle, you can't change it in battle. Each additional skill is unique. Some skills are easy to use, some are powerful. Every skill seems good, but don't be fooled. The secret of survival is to select the skill that suits you. And then to an innovator. Final Fantasy VIII absolutely still beat it to the punch. I hate to be the bearer of bad news to you. Final Fantasy VIII is the inventor and the innovator. Like, I mean, this absolutely does its own little thing with it in places. But no, there is not something that had as much innovation in the industry and as much influence on the industry as the fucking Final Fantasy series during the PS1 era. That's what I mean. It's like, I hate to break it to you. No, people didn't look to this game for inspiration for their combat mechanics. They looked at the Final Fantasy trilogy during the PS1 and how every single one of them did absolutely crazy creative things with how each character played. Especially starting with 8, where 8 had the Gunblade, which literally works exactly the same as this fucking works in this, just the timing's more generous. Renoa had damage stacks. Selphie had item charges, so you could put items together and then then do a sequence of buttons to get a special out of it. Like, to get more inputs out of it. Like, it wasn't just mashing X, it was do a sequence of buttons when the item is going out, and then you'd get more out of it, and the sequence would be randomized, so it was how quickly you could react to it. Promotion. Yeah, so this game suffered. Well, it struggled immediately because when it released in 1999 in Japan, like I said, it'd already been beaten to the punch with a lot of its ideas by about 6 months. Which, when it's that close together, that isn't a, oh, it looked over Final Fantasy VIII's shoulder and went, oh, we'll do them. That would be way too close in development. They would have just been polishing the game at that point. It was just an unfortunate circumstance that 2 different developers happened to come up with very similar, if not identical, ideas. The problem is that Final Fantasy VIII was out across the entire world by the end of '99. Legend of Dragoon didn't escape Japan until a whole year later, and then didn't get into Europe until a year after that. It was 2001 by the time it came out in Europe. The PS2 had already been out for nearly a year by then. Be good in there. But that said, I am interested to see what the Wild Arms spiritual successor will do and what it might, like, expand on from these old games. Because, like I said, the Wild Arms team is literally the same team as Legend of Dragoon. So if some members of the old team are coming back together to make a spiritual successor to Wild Arms, that's probably the closest you're going to get to anything Legend of Dragoon in 2024, you know? So it will be worth keeping an eye on. I just wish I could remember what it's called. Actually, I'm going to look it up super quick so I can actually, like, put it in chat. Armed Fantasia is what it's called. Armed Fantasia, the Wild Arms spiritual successor. A successfully kickstarted turn-based RPG, Armed Fantasia. So so the community funded it. If you want to know how devoted a community towards a team is, you want to know how devoted people are to a team, it's successfully kickstarted. And it was. Wild Arms setting's not for me. Fair enough. The world's future rests on her. That's it. This is enough information for you. Those of you who do not grasp the value should just do what the order says. I'm not taking your orders. Only His Majesty Dole can order me. Anyway, you must remember this. If you make a scratch on her, it will cost more than your head. This is a message from Emperor Dole. Ugh. I just fucking killed a man. Two characters in this game were the inspiration for me to play it, and both of them affect my character's naming sense. You know what? And that's cool, because I feel like it really, like... Oh my god! Did I just boot that bunny? Oh no! Oh no! Oh, Mary. Oh. I'm still on like no health.
Double lash. Double lash.
So ahead. Yeah, I can get that. I can really get that. I think everyone has their one game that makes them really appreciate white hair and any kind of anime-esque design. Because you can run. Oh, yeah, but that's what quitters do. What do they mean by note? Well, actually, what do they mean by morph? I'm guessing morph is like the equivalent of like summon, so it's like, it's a transformation animation of some description. Sword, helmet, armor, shoes, and accessory. Alright. Is better than dying. Yeah, but when I can still win. I lost a squirrel. Oh well. Troubled times, you have to protect yourself. What do you think? Want to buy something? What are you selling? Potions, status conditions, bomb, and... oh, repel, an enemy repel. That'll do. Alright, you know how to use items? I can't teach you that. Or you can. Yes, please, sure. Here you go. Let's begin. Well, I'm still going to pick up a few so I don't get caught with my pants down. What do you want to talk about? An attack item's basic damage is determined by the magic power and the attribute. Here, let me tell you about magic attack. Frankly, the item for magic is magic with a form. So if you have more magic power, the results will be greater. That's appreciated. Because items that have, like, static values really lose their worth after a while in a lot of games. So it actually being tied to your stats, how effective it is, that just means that the items will stay effective for longer. They'll probably still get outclassed eventually, but they will just stay helpful for longer. Fire, water, wind, earth, light, dark, thunder, and non-elemental. So this is the point. Never forget opposing combinations, fire and water, wind and earth, light and dark. Using the opposite attacking item on the enemy's doubles the damage, and using items with the same element halves the damage. Elements appear when you select an enemy in battle. The window color lets you know which one. I'll tell you about window colors and attributes in elements. Let me tell you again. Fire, water, wind, earth, light and dark oppose each other. Yes, I have played Final Fantasy IX. I know how this works. Be efficient when you use items by thinking about their attributes. Oh, got it? What do you want to talk about? The characters of elemental properties, there are 8 possible. Fire, water, wind, earth, light, dark, thunder, and none. Let me explain each of them. Fire-based, window color is red, opposite of water. Water, blue. Wind, green. Earth, brown. Light, yellow. Dark blue, but... thunder, magenta. Ooh. There is no opposite. Defending presents status effects. Oh, that's cool. Or prevent, sorry. And non-elemental is grey. There is no opposite. Being opposite matters when you use an attacking item. Total details in damage. Oh, did you get it? How to use a multiplying item. Select the item command, then select an item with multi in the item description window and select the target. It's no different from using other items, right? Now here's the difference with multiplying items. When multiplying items is used, the button icon is displayed at the bottom right of the screen. Believe it or not, the damage increases. Work hard so you can... He's like, I didn't fucking scratch. Go on, give it a try. Alright, I'm ready. I'm gonna mash the shit out of this. $200%, baby. Yeah, get fucked. And my thumb hurts for some reason. Does anyone else have arthritis, or is it just me? After that, my thumb hurts. No thank you, my thumb hurts enough. What do you want to talk about? I've heard enough. 200%. Oh no, I am insanely cracked at mashing buttons. Like, I don't worry about it. I am insanely cracked at mashing buttons. That's something I know I am, you know, so don't worry about it. The only problem is that when I was younger, I could do it and be fine. Now I'm older, my joints start hurting when I do it, so I can't really do it as much. Like, I genuinely get, like, old man syndrome. My wrist will start aching, or my thumb will start going. I'll be ready. Yeah. Oh. Two damage, what the fuck? Alright, they're resistant to fire, I'm guessing. Yeah, Final Fantasy VIII does do it different. Because, like I said, it's not that they copied from one another, it's just that they happen to have a near identical idea at the same time. So obviously there's inherent inspirational differences between them. But Final Fantasy VIII, Squall's entire gameplay, instead of pressing X, you press R1, because his sword is a gunblade, and you pull the trigger and it makes the sword... the game's explanation of it is that it makes the sword vibrate so it will cut through flesh easier. But you have to time it. There's no like indicator on screen. You have to time it when the sword slashes. So you have to actually look at the screen sort of thing instead of like an icon. Which is something that Legend of Dragoon, I will give props to, does better. Because it makes it easier to understand when you're supposed to press the button. Because you actually have an indicator, whilst in FF8, you don't. You're supposed to pay attention to the slice. You're supposed to pay attention to the slash. But the way it works in 8 is that instead of it going into a combo, if you nail it, you get a guaranteed critical hit. Yes. Fuck. Right, I gotta remember earlier. Don't throw a rock at me. Ow. I'm not doing that, dude, because I'll be bored out of my mind. I'm only playing it for today. Volcano! Because that's the other thing as well. Final Fantasy VIII also has like a grinding problem, but that's because you tie magic directly to your stats, and so it becomes extremely attractive right away to grind out a spell to 100 charges so you can make it as good as possible and then equipping it to yourself. And when you get like 4 charges per drain of an enemy, yeah, you can drain the same enemy as many times as you want. So if you keep one enemy alive, you can just drain them again and again and again and again until you get up to 100. It doesn't change the fact that you're just going Like, Skull's turn. Drain. Fire. You got 4 fire charges. The enemy attacks. Skull's turn. Drain. Fire. You got 4 charges. Now you're at 8. You know what I mean? Like, it still takes a bit. When 100's the cap, and you want to get to 100, like, that can take a bit. And that's only for Squall. So if you want, like, Renoa to have, like, 100 fire as well, you gotta have her drain that enemy on her turn as well. If you want Crystar to have, like, 100 fire as well, that's a third character you now gotta worry about with it, you know? So, like, for Final Fantasy VIII, especially in the early game, if you really want to, like, build yourself up quick, it becomes grindy as shit. We got the enemy's name, it's super funny. The Assassin Cock! Yes, I love 90s localizations. I love how fucking weird they are.
Yes.
Damn it, too early again. But Final Fantasy VIII is also considered like the black sheep of the PS1 trilogy, because people like Final Fantasy VII is treated as one of the greatest games ever made, and Final Fantasy IX is one of the most beloved Final Fantasies by the community. 8 was just this experimental one in between that I love, but I get a lot of the motorbike. But I get a lot of the reasons why people weren't the biggest fan of it. Because it went from playing as adults to playing as a teenager in high school. Your high school flew, but that was besides the point. You went out on, like, mercenary missions because you're a mercenary in training. You know, like, you had, like, this new grinding system where, like, you attach spells to you. You had this mechanic that, where, you know, you had to, like, time your button presses with the attacks to get more damage, which, once again, like, you know, wasn't a thing before, like, this and FF8, so some people were kind of, like, iffy with it at first. Nowadays, people love it in reflection because it was genuine innovation on both sides, but you know what I mean. Volcano! Like, there was a lot of things that people weren't keen on when Final Fantasy VIII originally came around. Which also just makes it more wild that Final Fantasy IX was less than a year later. Volcano, don't. Well, your volcano does more damage, doesn't it? I'm not misreading that entirely, am I? It's training wheels of volcano. I mean, I hit it, so I'm taking it. Alright, cute little forest bit. I have no time to deal with you. It reminds me. Wait! This way, this way! Eee! Cut it out! Leave Shauna alone! Leave Shauna alone. Hang in there. I'll get you out from there. Man, so this kid had a childhood with this girl where they ran through a forest and, like, encountered baddies that the boy had to try his best to save from? Man. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say what it reminds me of. I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna shut up and keep playing. I'm not gonna say it. A constant double slash has larger damage rate. Much missed volcanoes and one successful one. Yeah, I get that. I get that, like, in a lot of games. It's like if one of them's harder to do, it might be worth it if you can nail it, but if you can't nail it, then just do the other one. Actually, I forgot the heal. I'm gonna do that now before we start. So that should be 45, right? Because it heals half? Yep.
Yes. Go. Volcano.
Volcano. Oh, hey, but... Oh, what the fuck? What's this rock turret? Ow! And that won't do much because it's ground. Oh, fair enough. Elena is not this way. Oh, is there a path over there? Oh. That's not one. Oh, fair enough. And it really has to take a second to load that pause screen, doesn't it? It's like I'm playing fucking that crappy PS1 port of Final Fantasy VI. Because I still don't understand how the PS1 version of Final Fantasy VI was slower than the Super Nintendo version of Final Fantasy VI. How the fuck does that happen? They've got the best menu theme ever. Oh yeah, I like any game that has a unique pause menu theme gets a brownie point for me, because even regardless of the quality of it sort of thing, if you just do it, I'm like, hell yeah, alright. I remember when I first played Bravely Default in like 2013, 2014, and that had a music box, a real-life music box that they had kitted out to play a remix of the game's main theme, and they made that the pause menu theme. And every time you paused it, you just got met with that beautiful little melody. That's probably my favourite pause menu theme ever, but that was also like one of the first ones I ever really like paid much attention to, if that makes sense. That I like even realised it, so that's probably why it's my favourite. I think it's like a lot of things. Your first is your favourite. Poser. Yeah, the music in this game so far has been alright. There's nothing I've heard so far that's like really blown my mind. But compared to like the 100 other PS1 RPGs that are on the PS1, it's certainly better than like a good 90% of them, you know? Which I know isn't saying much for some of them, but it really is like it's good. It's just I'm waiting for like the hitter track, if that makes sense. I'm waiting for like the one that makes me go because that was like what happened when I first went through Seikoiden on Seikoiden 2 on the PS1, where it's like you'd hear most of the soundtrack and you're like, yeah, it's alright, I don't really get what the praise is about, and then you get to like you get to sorry, my throat's going. You get to Gothic Necklord, and you hear his fucking boss theme, and suddenly you get why people praise that soundtrack so much. You get the Gothic Necklord, and you just see the and it's all on an organ. You're like, what the fuck? And suddenly you understand why people praise that game soundtrack so much. It's like, I'm waiting for like that moment, my Gothic Necklord moment, where I hear the one track that makes me go, oh shit, yeah, I can see why people love this game soundtrack. Is that police siren I can hear going up the road? What the fuck? It rains for one night. Let's see. Good meat and fish. Sir Freegull will be happy. You brought a lot recently. Is there something going on? It's not the business of a merchant like you. Alright, sorry. I need you to hear the ending theme. Well, we'll see. So I'm only really planning on playing this today. Unless, like, my opinion on this game radically changes from how I thought... Bastard, I didn't order a rat in armor. Well, what are you talking about? Who are you? Was I supposed to do something there? I was too busy talking. Seems like a tough guard. Is there any way? Alright, let's try that again, but this time, like, pay more attention. Oh, I was supposed to just press the button, got it. Little mini events where you have to press buttons whilst the game's playing. Yeah, there's a bit of Wild Arms 2 in there. That's straight from Wild Arms 2. See, this is what was happening when I was reviewing it, but the difference is when I was doing the review bits, I was pausing the game and making a note saying, oh, this is from this. Well, it's literally like, I played these games, and I grew up with some of these games, so of course I'm going to notice this shit, you know? It's alright, I bit my tongue. I bit my tongue on the one that I know would wind up, at least you one, man. I bit my tongue on that one. I bit my tongue on the kid and the childhood friend girl going out into the forest and getting attacked by enemies and the boy having to stand up for himself to defend them. I bit my tongue on that one. I made it. Trophy unlocked quick thinking? It wasn't that fucking quick. It wasn't that fucking quick, what do you mean? I feel like that trophy's mocking me. Sorry about the game. I'm sorry, dude. I'm just, like I said, like, don't take it as me thinking this game, like, ripped ideas from other things. That's not what it is. My point is that this game came out at the very tail end of the PS1, and it feels like, I think that probably the nicer way to put it is that it feels like a celebration or an homage to a lot of RPGs of that generation. When you consider how huge the PS1 generation was for RPGs, how gargantuan it fucking was for RPGs. Having a game that almost feels like a giant celebration of it, and having a loads of little things that are in tribute to it, like, I can completely respect that. And if you're someone who haven't played all those other games, then yeah, it's gonna seem like this crazy fucking ride, and there's nothing wrong with that, because it's your first one. Like, my favorite, like, platform, like, my favorite collectathon platformer is SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom. When I was a kid, I thought there was nothing like it, and then I grew up and experienced Mario 64 and realized, actually, no, it's just Mario 64 with a SpongeBob coat of paint. You know? Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Battle for Bikini Bottom is still one of my favorite games, regardless of the fact that it's extremely inspired. And that's how it feels here, is that this game just feels extremely inspired by a lot of other things. So please don't feel bad or anything like that just because I'm coming in with a bit more critical vibe, just because I can see all the things it's paying homage to, or referencing, or just taking inspiration from. I said, the only thing that was just genuine unfortunate was the combat system. Where I said that was genuinely just unfortunate timing that Final Fantasy VIII beat it. So the one thing that could have made it genuinely 100% wholeheartedly unique was kind of stolen for it, but just poor timing. Oh, that felt early, yep. That felt like I pressed it early, so yeah, I deserve that. Volcano! And equally, just because I have problems with it or don't come out of it enjoy it, please don't let that take away from your love and experience of it. If this game means the world to you, don't let me being a little more critical on it make you think different. Wait, but I'm not going to kill you. Okay, I won't make a noise. Because nothing would upset me more than knowing that me just enjoying it less ruined someone else's time with it. And I'm starting to acclimate to and enjoy Star Rail a bit. Yeah, like once you're off the space station, once you like step on the ice planet and start like going around Balabog. I haven't done too much of Balabog because I want to advance the story on stream. But I fucking love Star Rail. I'm really enjoying it, way more than I thought I would. I mean, I knew I was probably gonna like it, but I'm way more than I thought I would. Yeah, I vaguely remember doing this bit at least. I forgot the quick time event, because I think I just got it more on luck the first time, but I remember doing this when I was still doing stuff in my review. Move quicker. Ugh. You have such bad luck. You will regret not being killed on the battlefield. What do you mean? You really believe you can live comfortably in the jail? The head warden, Frugal, will feed you to the monster. Oops. Feed us to the monster? I won't let you humiliate us anymore. Oh, feisty, feisty. It's the worst kind of POW. But the best kind of feed. If you want to kill me now. I won't let him. Sir Levitz! You bastard, you broke out of jail? Silly guy! Why would you say that? You go, you fucking idiot. That's what he should have said. You think you can escape from here alone? I'll take care of this. Survive and go back to Indel's castle alive. Tell King Albert. I won't let you. Well, they're dead. I took care of those guys. Is Civil War? Who are you? Are you a dog of Basil too? That was actually well done. Did you see what that little magic trick they just did there with the cinematography? Do you see that little trick they did with cinematography? Where he fought the dude and their fight took them to when they're to behind the foreground object. So they don't have to try and make these PS1 polygon models animate him getting stabbed. They could make it off screen just enough that your brain can do the rest, that your imagination can do the rest. You know he died, that soldier died, but they didn't have to try and animate it because it would have looked really janky and weird with the polygons. So that was actually extremely clever on like the art team's part to make that fight go behind it. Friend requested. That might be because servers, because just it's basically an MMO, and like any MMO, you're tied to a server. It might be because I'm on a European server and you're on an American server that you might not be able to find me on it. Who are you? I'm Dart. I'm not your enemy. I am Levitz Slambert. What a name. I am the head of the First Knighthood of the Kingdom of Basil. It was the same problem we had with Genshin, right? People come in and say, oh, I'll add you. Oh, I can't add you. It's like, well, because I'm on a European server. It's like an MMO. You're connected to the local server. Which is a shame, because if I'm being blunt, there's really no reason for that to be the case in Genshin or Star Rail. The only reason it's like that is because the servers update at different times. The Asian server always updates first, then it's the European server, then it's the American server. If they just made it so all the servers updated at the same time, they could link. They could link up like that and it'd be no problem. And then everyone could play with everyone else. Because it would just run off the server you're connecting to, but then you can link to one another. But the fact that they update at different times means that they're disconnected servers, so they physically can't do that until unless they reconnect them. Which I'm no tech expert, but I really can't imagine when you own all those servers, it being impossible to do that. Look, I'm no tech expert, so maybe there's like a million things I don't understand that stops that happening. But I'd like to think, especially considering Hoyoverse make billions every day, like billions of dollars every other day, that they should be able to do that. You know, like I feel like that even if like it's not as simple as I'd like to think it is, there's got to be a way around that. Because I'd love to play with some people, but I know there's a lot of people who don't live in the European region. Oh, they're red. Okay, so fire would be bad choice. Okay, he does not have the voice I thought he would have. Sir Princely Knight, dude, I thought he'd be a lot deeper than Harpoon! Ow. Oh, way too early. He's dead anyway, doesn't matter. Or way too late, even. American, Asian, a lot of Europe, yeah. I'm gonna have you attack the other one since the other guy's super low anyway. And I still pressed it way too fucking early, god damn it. I had it earlier, I had it, and then there was an extended cutscene and it gave me time for me to lose my rhythm. So it takes a page or two from Trails. Yeah, I mean, even though I only played a little bit of Zero the other day, even I noticed that there was a few things that I was like, okay, yeah, they've taken, like, they've done their research and they know what's the right way to approach, like, world building and certain mechanics. Having, like, literally, basically having an S-craft system in the game, like, for your ultimates, of just, you can just do it whenever, just, yes, that's the right way to do it, I feel. That's a good way to do it. What's your team composed of, currently? Volcano! Because I'll show off my team, because I'm telling you right now, with how, like, it's not that I don't like this game, it's just I'm very much like, with it. Which I'm so sorry for anyone who watches this live or in post, if you're really hoping I'd love this game, and I'm just kind of like, with it. But I will be swapping over to Star Rail in a little bit, like swapping over stream and streaming of it, so you're seeing my thing there. It's in the rotate 5, fair enough. I will carry out your wish. You said Dart? Cannot imagine there is somebody who intentionally comes to Helena. What are you up to? I'm here to rescue someone important to me. Because my current squad, I still have Protag, March. I don't have Dun, because I really don't care for Dun. But I did get Himiko on stream. You know, the one person I said I really wanted in my party. So I'm really happy about that. So I've got Himiko. And then my last slot is, I think her name is like Jinglue. Like the current promotional banner. And her moveset's really cool, even if really dangerous. Her moveset is, you like when you attack, you build up. When you attack, or if one of your teammates are attacked while she's on the field, she builds up crescent moons for her bar. When she's got enough crescent moons to fill the bar entirely, she goes into a super state where all of her attacks drain health from your teammates to charge her attack power. It's literally, it takes 5% of every other teammate's health or something like that, and depending on how much health is actually taken, that's added onto her attack power when she then attacks. So it's like, she's really good, but she's hella fucking dangerous for your own team, because you start like taking chunks out of your own team's life. Mitsuki, Nanaho, Serval. Serval's really fun. Natasha. Natasha I probably should get because I need a healer. I don't have a single healer in my party. And Luca. I'm here to rescue someone important to me. Do you know anything about her? Her name is Shana. Sorry, but... Because March's shielding is not the same. Putting an extra, basically the equivalent of an extra mini health bar on top of your current health bar for the shielding thing is not the same as actually healing. Wait, I'll go with you. Well, you had to go back to the castle as soon as possible. I do have Clara though, but I think she doesn't have healing on her, so... But she's kind of another character I'd kind of like to mess with. I have Dan, Asta, and Herta in reserve. Herta's the only character I haven't really used. Like, Dan, you have to use him because he's in a lot of story beats in the early parts of the game. And Asta is like the first extra you get, so... I don't know what brought you here, but Helena is like easy to go through alone. The one you're talking about? Me too. Because I don't really want to swap off March 7th, because even though, like, her practicality in the party is only so good, I love her too much to let her go. She's genuinely, like, my favourite character in the game so far. Of course, with the girl. How come you trust me? We've just met. The raid you made was quite impressive. I trusted you to guard my back. That's the way I think. Trophy unlocked, the Knight of Basil. Alright, let's go together. If you're wondering how I'm still getting trophies, even though I played some of this game before I did on my review, I have a spare account, so if I don't want to get trophies for a game, or worried, or, you know what I mean, like, if I don't want to get trophies for a game, or I'm worried that, I'm only going to get 1 or 2, and then it will just look like a weird blight on my trophy list, I have a spare account I'll play it on instead, and that's what I did when I was doing my review. So this is on my main file. Because even though I'm kind of like with it, that doesn't mean I'm not gonna like play more at some point. Just maybe not on stream. But yeah, I'd probably be playing this for like another, really honestly not that much longer. We've been going for just over an hour because I started super early. We'll go for like a little bit, but I am gonna swap over to Star Rail and do that for like another 4 or 5 hours potentially instead. Which, once again, if you're like a huge like Legend Dragoon fan, like I know like one man, I know it's like unfortunate for you that like both Trails from Zero and this I came away with kind of Like Trails from Zero, I'm more prepared to give more of a chance though, because in Trails from Zero I could see the magic. I really could. It's just the opening was like the opening few hours I did was hella fucking slow. The PS5 and 4 port, right? Yeah, I'm playing the PS5 port. To replay it, yeah. Frugal's coming to kill me, Frugal's. Jeez, I should count for that share. Yeah, I remember coming in these rooms and looting. Like, it's coming back to me a smidge. I don't know what it is we just picked up, though. You know what? I'm guessing we're never gonna fucking find out. Is it in list? There it is. A thunder-based individual attack multi. PS5, fair enough. Also, did you know we were talking about the other day where you said like certain games you can't transfer the saves from? It crossed my mind that I completely forgot to ask. Have you considered just uploading your saves on PS4 to the cloud? Because you can retrieve them from the cloud if you're on PS Plus on PS5. And that might be a way to keep your saves then. Because that's what I did with a lot of my PS4 games. That's the issue. Well, you're not on a thingy. Okay, fuck off. I'm trying to figure this out. That's for the PS4 versions. You know, when you're on PS5, you can choose to install the PS4 versions on PS5 instead. So you could still then do it. It's what I did to double stack trophies for a lot of games. I installed the PS4 and PS5 version to my PS5. And so I know why, like, it won't let you use your PS4 save directly for a PS5 version or a PS5 port of a game. It's because the PS5's data storage management is unfortunately just different, which is why you have to have, like, it has to be a game that supports data transfer in the actual hardware. Okay, PS5 version of Reverie, but that's what I mean. When you go to install it, there should be, unless Reverie's just being really fucking weird about it, there should be an option to have a PS4 version of the game and install that instead. Especially if you own the PS4 version already, you should be able to just have it. Unless it's a specific game. Because the only reason you shouldn't be able to access the PS4 version is if the publisher themselves decided that they don't want you to play the PS4 version on PS5. Which is hella fucking weird if that's the case. Because that's the only reason why it won't be available. It's the thing with Genshin, for example. Genshin Impact doesn't let you play the PS4 version on PS5 because the publisher, like HoYoverse themselves, made it that way. They decided to make that in the clause. Version, yeah. But yeah, if you're trying to make your save go from PS4 to PS5 version, like, directly like that, I guess then, yeah, it is. Unless the game has a built-in data transfer, then you're kind of screwed. Harpoon! Yeah, then that's just unfortunate. But I suppose it's an excuse to go through the game again at some point. Oh, I wanted to go up. Oh, I just thought if I take the first one, it'll take me where I need to be. Actually, you know what? I know we've only been going for like an hour, so it's going to be hella short. But I might actually wrap our little misadventure into Legend of Dragoon here, because I'm genuinely not enjoying it that much, if I'm being blunt. And then just fire up Star Rail and do that for the next few hours. Since we're at a save point anyway. And then, like, in my spare time, I said I'll come back to it and, like, just feel it out when I don't have to worry about an audience full stop, and I can just take it at my own time. Because I can, like, it is similar to, like, Trails. I can see the magic. The difference is, like, Trails from Zero, I wanna see the magic. You know, I wanna go for it. Whereas this game, it's like, I can see why people love it, but I'm like, I'm alright. My streams have my own. But you know what I mean? Like, I think I'm gonna, like, I can see what this game's going for, and I can see what it's trying to do. It just, I don't think it's for me, unfortunately. And I've learned my lesson from things like from Romancing Saga, where when I went through that game and I forced myself to play it for like 2.5 hours, when I was kind of done with it after half an hour, like, that it just kind of made the whole stream a drag. But so obviously, I don't think of it as negatively as that. My come out of this is that this game's alright. And once again, if this is like a fantastic game for anyone watching this live or in post and you love it to death and it's like one of your favorite games, please, please don't let me coming out of it being more middling take that from you. You know, please don't. Like, nothing would make me feel worse than knowing that I've like ruined someone else's opinion on it just because I didn't vibe with it. I don't know personally, didn't it? My point exactly. But I am going to wrap this here. But like I said, we're not done. Give me about 3 or 4 minutes to fire it up and probably get a glass of water. And we'll be on Star Rail and we'll do more of that. Does that sound fair enough? So yeah, I'm sorry again, guys, but it's just... I need to be more honest with myself when a game's not for me. And unfortunately, this isn't for me. So... I will see you guys in about 5, and we'll do more Star Rail instead. So we're still doing more stream today. So I'll see you guys in a few, but to at least wrap up this part of the VOD, thank you so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. It generally really helps this little channel grow, even if not all the games we play on it are exactly what I want them to be. Additionally, you can find my Twitter, Patreon, and PayPal in the description of every video. And I will see you guys momentarily when we hop back on Star Rail. But until then, you guys take care now. Peace.